the other, and you can see here, the second one is the earth. Imagine yourself, where are you? Imagine yourself in this scale, in this cosmic. Where are you really? Where are you sitting now? Where you can you really make out anything here? Absolutely not. This is exactly what I want to bring to your notice. We are nothing. Let us not imagine ourselves that we are something great. We are not. We are nothing to the scale. What we what we see is moonshot thinking, because you have to look at something called abstracting. You look yourself. This is a journey where you are going to today find out yourself what you are. To find yourself what you are, you have to have, you are comparing yourself with what? What is that you are up to? Compare yourself with whom you are comparing and telling, oh, I am this, I have these aspirations. Now, if you look at the scale of the earth and the city of Mangalore and city of, even the largest city in the world, New York, you are not even there, not even there anywhere. Next slide, please. So, if you further travel little more from the sun, which is considered to be a largest planet among the solar system, where sun is a key person in the solar system. That's why we call solar system. If you move away from the sun, still further you travel, you say you have a vehicle, some vehicle which can take you faster than or close to the light, and you reach somewhere one light year, or almost 700 million kilometers away. You will see the sun like this. You can see the sun there. Of course, it is a planet called as Yiascm. If you look at Scooty and see the sun looks very minimum. It is the largest planet on the solar system. The sun looks like this. Next. Now, you see the Scooty. It is also a very minute part of the something what I'm showing you here. It's called as galaxy. This is our home. This is galaxy. Galaxy is, there are every star what we see in the sky belong to only the small part. That means even the small dot, the sun is the smallest dot in this galaxy. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of suns in this galaxy. Yourself, where are you now? How big you are or how small you are? Please imagine yourself, put yourself into that thinking process or infinite thinking process where you are going to start your journey. Next slide, please. Now, I showed you the galaxies. Now you will see thousands of galaxies. There are 2 billion galaxies in this world. 2 billion galaxies. The galaxy, smallest part is the tiniest part is sun. You can see here, if you see by IC 1101, it is the one of the biggest planet outside this solar system. Outside the solar system in a Milky Way galaxy. If you look at it, and this is our Milky Way is one of the galaxies among billions of galaxies which is present. That means largest galaxy ever known, it is around 6 million light years wide. You can imagine yourself close to a black hole. You are traveling within a black hole and you are revolving, your earth is revolving in the speed which you cannot even imagine, the kind of speed under which earth is moving. It's mind-boggling. You cannot even reach with any fastest existing vehicle as speed as the earth currently is moving. Now, this is where you are. Next. You can see, I said there are 2 trillion galaxies. I don't know trillion, whether how many of you can add the zeros there, sitting there and add the zeros. I don't know how many of you know how much is 2 trillion. This is 2 trillion galaxies, like our home galaxy. That is one galaxy which you are seeing, Milky Way galaxy, wherein you saw the dot, small dot as the sun. There are observable so many galaxies in the world. Now, please imagine yourself, what is that you are doing there? What is that so big you are doing there? What is that you are seeing, achieving, trying to achieve something there? So this is exactly what I want to show you guys. This is what called as galaxies. Now, you see what brain says is, but on the other sense, if you look at it, now you understood how small or how minute or how micro to micro to micro or nano you are in the world. At the same time, you make a lot of sense because this imagination is part of your cognition, imagination process. You are able to understand this, your thoughts, your psychology. Your psychology is education. You are able to educate yourself that there is something beyond this. There is no other organisms in the world which can really think to that extent. The thinking is something which is what sets you apart as a humans. This is exactly what brain is trying to say you. We don't know of any of the life anywhere else in any of the universe at all. So we don't know. The universe is infinite. We don't know what is existing in other really galaxies or planets or intragalactic planets. We really do not know what is existing. But I am sure there is life in many of these snowstorm galaxies. There is no doubt that there is a life there. I don't know what kind of life it is, how the life is evolved, 3 trillion years ago in this world, how the earth formation after the Big Bang, how the earth is formed, after that, how the life has generated, how the life has calculated, computed itself to function as the cells, the tissues, the organs, and the specific functions to these organs in terms of seeing, sensing, responding, cognitive abilities which has come as part of this. But how many places out there where there are civilizations where you can talk like this today, what I am speaking, how many civilizations will be there? Now, these are something very, very important questions in front of you, because if you want to understand the purpose in life, I think these questions have to be taken as a foundational or fundamental understanding for the journey of enlightenment. Next slide, please. You see, cognitive, we call it as cognitive evolutions, Big Bang, the life has originated. After the life has originated from single cellular to multicellular to tissues to humans, you see ourselves one of the cleverest organism on this earth compared to bacteria, to viruses, to so-called largest animal, to elephant, to giraffe, to whatever you call the biggest, largest, heaviest, to blue whale, which is one of the heaviest organism currently living in the earth, baleen whales, which survives for 300 or 500 years on this earth as an age, tortoise. These are the kind of animals which stay for a long time. If you compare to all that, what sets human apart is a development of brain, forehead, cerebellum, and your brain, which we call neocortex, cortex, neocortex, and cerebellum. These are the three important components of your brain, which is responsible for your motor nerve, your responses, your emotions, your compassion, your actions. Everything is related to your biology, which you have acquired through two important components, who are your parents. That's one, male and female, who have contributed 50% of their genetic material to you to make you a unique organism in this world. You are unique. Each one of you biologically are unique. There cannot be even similes. Twins cannot be same, because genetically they are come different, and you are going to be only one, because next what you are going to see, either your kids or your twins are not going to be same genetically. So you are genetically unique as a human being biologically. So you are the one who have a cognition, what we call cognition, what we call psychomotor. Psychomotor is something, a neural system, your hand which is facing you. This is the hand which is facing you, and this is what is called psychomotor. Because of this, the whole evolution of science, whatever you are seeing, agriculture or human evolution from caves to the cities, what you see today, to the technology, what disruptive technology, what you are taking, was all part of this development of cognitive development of knowledge generated through your brain, which is folded, and it has billions and billions of neurons which is firing in your mind now. When you are seeing me now, your thoughts are 6,000 thoughts are being synthesized in your subconscious mind. That means when you are seeing me, your brain is firing parallelly. If you connect the billions of these neurons today, start connecting, you will reach easily the moon without any problem. So many billions of neurons are there, arranged fantastically in a folded structure. You can see this folded. Your brain is like a fold, paper. If you fold, how really it fold. To keep this information, process this information, reproduce this information, and you are to act, because you are acting through your five senses: eyes, nose, ears, skin, tongue. These are the five senses which are involved in, we call it motor responses, which are coming through, because you are hearing now, you are understanding, your brain is processing, you are responding, you are thinking, you are memorizing. This is exactly what is happening when you are cognition. We call it as cognition. Then your hand is used to make those actions, to sense that, do the things, hold it, hold the grip, because this is opposite, your thumb is opposite. This helps you in holding. Other animals it cannot do. There's holding, making something, creating something. This is exactly the function of the hands. That's what we call psychomotor. Your brain and your hand coordinates to create a effect in terms of development. The third very important is your hormonal function, bodily functions, which is produced through various, we call it as organs, which are producing hormones like testosterone, some epinephrine, any different thousands of hormones which are involved for each functioning of your body, and each action of your body, including your emotions, are part of those hormones, including your laughing, sleeping, weeping, hugging. Everything is part of the hormonal reactions within the body, which controls these cells, and these cells are controlled by the specific signals emerging out of the brain, heart, and that's why you are learning what you say, or cognition is what you say, is part of your what we call mind, body, and soul. These are the three important components which creates humans. These are the three important components which creates a humans. That's all. You are a part of this cognition evolution. So we have undergone, all of us, a cognition evolution as a humans, because you have seen only 15 years of your after birth. Some of you have seen 50 years of your birth. Like old like me may have seen 50 years already. Some of them already seen 180 years or 100 years of your cognition evolution. If you look at it, the major breakthrough which was there in human evolution was 12,000 years ago, what we call it as agriculture revolution. We started agriculture. We were living in caves. We started living in specific places. It's a birth of civilizations. What you can Mesopotamia, you call Aryans, you call human migration from Africa to eastwards, westwards, southwards. Wherever you go, we used to disrupt and eat all the animals and finish it. That's why the agriculture came in to sustain human population. That's where we started agriculture revolution 12,000 years ago, which started basically the leadership or a political or a king, queens, kingdoms, or a, later converted into economy, which is exchange of goods and activities through your cognition evolution. The third one was religion, to maintain the social norms. Otherwise, we all will kill each other, because our mindset is something like any other animal. To make you human, these three were important facet of the society. You will see the same thing being taught to you in your home. You are taught about religion, you are taught about eating, you are taught about what is your currency, how to do the business, how to exchange the goods, how to buy the goods, how to sell the goods, what you have to rule, what is your nation, what is your currency. These are the things which you are going to be a part of cognitive activity. This is exactly what has happened, because you are very lucky, because 500 years ago, a lot of, after the migration, human migration settled down, and intermixing of the population of various, you see Indian, European, you'll see Middle East, you'll see Chinese, you'll see Mongolian races, different races and different tribes which we were. There is a lot of intermixing. The population, what you see is, we call it as admixing, a population which is quite different, a mix from Europe, from Native Americans, you have different people, tribes mixed up. This is, we call it as admixed population, which flourished during the scientific revolution, because double, triple, because the outcomes of the scientific revolution. That is what is something called, we call it a discoveries phase in the human societies. This is 500 years ago. We call it a scientific revolution, wherein humankind admits its ignorance and begins to acquire unprecedented power. Unprecedented means you are not going to stop with something. You created the boats, you created the ships, you created the diesel engines, you migrated from one place to one place, you created a currency, you started exchanging, you started moving from one place to one place, you started reproducing, you started mixing with the other populations, and this is the world what you are today. The entire planet became, the earth, so-called what you saw, tiny dot, become the historical arena and the first rise of capitalism, because currency was evolved, so the capitalism started. This is exactly what happened 500 years ago. You may be thinking, why am I taking a history? History is the future. If you know the history, you will know the present. If you know the present, you will know the future. If I want to take you to the future, I should know you, take you back to the history, then only I bring back to the current, and then you take you to the future. Next slide, please. You can see some 200 years, not big. Don't think that what you are wearing as a uniform today, what you are wearing as a tools, holding the mobile, it's all only 200 years old. Please understand the time scale. I talked about 3 billion years ago. Now I am talking to you only 200 years ago. Whatever you are seeing today, sitting on the chair, is the outcome of an industrial revolution. Otherwise, you all will be sitting now in the caves. You are all sitting in the chairs, because it's only hardly 200 years of evolution, which has called industrial revolution, wherein family, community are replaced by state, market, and massive extinction of plants and animals, because you started using animals and plants for your own development. I mean to say, your own means human development. This is exactly what we call is a part of cognition evolution, because you started thinking, you started acting, you started using your hand, you started creativity, you started creating goods, you started creating activities by, want to better your life, quality of life, what we call. This is exactly the next slide, please. So if you look at, these slides, I'm showing some arrow marks, you may be knowing this is a part of human revolution, fire. There is, Australia, they moved to, there is a big story, which I'm shortening you several trillion of years, and, smallest part to the present. The human transcend the boundaries of planet Earth. Now he has started moving from this planet to the sun, moon in 1950s, 1850s to 1950s was a scientific revolution, 100 years. It has seen phenomenal growth, including the Newtons, including the, Einsteins, and so big set of scientific revolutionary which try to understand this world, and then try to give you the theories of relativity, different theories put forth. They identified bacteria, they identified so many people, scientists, who are for the first time changed the way we live in this world today. They were the kind of transformers, or the changes, or we call cognitive changes, which has evidence over the last 200 years. Humans transcend the boundaries of planet Earth. They moved to the moon. They built a rocket. They moved to the moon. They started destructing each other. They developed the weapons. They created nuclear, which is going to threaten them one fine day. The kind of nuclear stockpile each country maintains is, even the 0.1% of that is enough to blow this whole earth out. You don't need the kind of stockpiles which each country, US or USSR, the so-called USSR, and currently the China and the other countries are holding. It's enough to blow earth in 0.1 second. Just bloom, that's over. So that's the way they have created their own destruction, the humans, through development of nuclear weapons, which is survival of one fine day. Anything happening, even a smallest trigger, can simply blow out the human from this face of the earth, like how dinosaurs, after the ice age, due to some planet incident, they are out of this world one fine day. Even humans may not be there. Even a smallest one simple planet coming and hitting the earth, or one simple sky object coming and hitting the earth, we are all gone. Please don't think that we are great, we are in the safest places. No, it's the smallest planet or smallest star, which is considered the tiniest part in the whole universe, can simply destroy humans at any given time. We will be no way with any technology will be even able to face that destruction. That's why nuclear is something, because it's an atom, it's in the 9-dimensional. You are looking at fission and fusion reactions, which is going to be very, very destructive if it is taken in that sense. That's why scientific discoveries are the ones which has created what we say a path towards our own destruction. We are running towards our grave. Earlier we used to walk to our grave. Now we have started running towards our grave. Ultimately we have to reach the grave one or the other day in our age. Now we are running it faster. That's exactly what I want to bring. Your technological disruptions are in the path of that, where we are going to face ourselves in a disruptive mode. Human himself would be disrupting himself in the next few years to come. That's why, how do you fit yourself in this? Let's talk about it much next. So this is organisms are increasingly shaped, by our thoughts. I just want to show you an YouTube video. Just helps you to understand how the future. What is that future you are looking at from the schools? There won't be anymore. You will be looking not much kind of schooling system. What you are seeing here. College systems, the higher education system are going to be transformative, because what you are seeing now is the pedagogy, a great amount of pedagogy, teacher coming and talking to you on the stage and you're all hearing, not doing much other than maybe doing some practical or hands-on training. Other than that, you're not doing this. Called as pedagogy. You are moving to andragogy, where you are going to do self-directed learning. You will be learning yourself by doing. The third one is tutoragogy, where you don't need any teachers. The teachers are to be on the nowhere in the andragogy, it's in the side, not on the stage, and they will be teaching you, helping you in the right direction. Just see this video and then let's come back. Today, I have to take you through application of video content. AI changes that equation. With AI, scale at the engagement. AI they simply integrate what could fall to the physical. What you combine AI with systems like language models, production, and it's having tie them together. So it's interactive with AI. Bring up some things and bring for education, something supercharged with these new areas. If you're using So the next slide, please. So what you are seeing there is something, the technologies like AI, you are not able to even anticipate what is AI. AI is something we call it as artificial intelligence, which is gone as something, I call it as an alien intelligence. It is the intelligence something, the moment it attains AGI, what we call it as artificial general intelligence. General intelligence is intelligence what we are currently having. So-called intelligence what we have now is going to be something going to be attained by the machines. Turing theory, Alan Turing's theory, who is a father or a Nobel laureate in computing. First computing algorithms were developed by Alan Turing. What he says is, the day the machines can understand humans, that's a day of singularity. That's exactly what we are trying to do. AI is going to reach the proportions of singularity. That means it can think, it can act, it can do, it can respond, it can do through various mechanisms wherein humans are not needed to take any decisions. That means you are in the future where intelligent design becomes a basic principles of life. Homo sapiens, that is today what we call ourselves Homo sapiens, will be replaced by somebody called as superhumans. Superhumans is something which has a greatest technology in their hand, and they know to counter the technology using their intelligence. That is something called super intelligent, which is going to be the next 5 to 10 to 15 years. You are going to see the kind of disruption and intelligence which is going to be transformative or a civilizational change. Next one, please. If you look at what do you see in the future now, every year all the governments in the world come together to Davos. Davos is a place, it's a -10, -20 degrees in the Switzerland here. It's the world deliberates upon very, very important aspects. We call it as World Trade Organization, which is a part of World Economic Forum. We call it as World Economic Forum. Every country, including the prime ministers of all countries, the policymakers, the politicians, the scientists, everybody keep meeting there and deliberate, brainstorm on very, very important aspects. What will be the way the future will be in terms of job market, in terms of employment? Because one of the outcomes of scientific revolution is what? The jobs, the creation, the money, the society is a part of scientific revolution. So everything revolves around the money. Economy is going to be important, politics is going to be important, the religion is going to be important. Everything as part of this society, which you are learnt in home, in your school, in your environment, is going to, your aspirations are ultimately ending in only two things. Either you should have a good job, or you want to do some job after your education, or you want to be an entrepreneur where you run your own company, give the jobs to others. Either you are a job seeker or a job giver, or you want to go to the universities, best universities to continue your education, or you want to go to some civil services, or you want to go something. So the endpoints are very clearly defined, what you want to be. There may be only few of the students who do not have the endpoints clearly defined. But many of you already have defined what you want to be. And many of you say, okay, I will decide after 3 or 4 years. Let me see if I am going to pass or I'm going to study, then let me see what job I will get after 3 years or 5 years. So you are not decisive of what is that outcomes you are defining through this educational process. But the countries, the nations, the policymakers are already deliberating on what kind of existing jobs, what is current and what is going to be the future. If you largely look at the higher education, the colleges, the universities, which were creation of the industrial revolution, it is like a classrooms are like a industrial. Even we are sitting now in the industrial setting, a room where the teacher comes at a specific time, she talks, you are all sitting in a one space, you are wearing something uniform, you are entering the classroom. It's like a factory. Somebody is coming, teaching you, you are going 50 minutes, they will handle, they will go out and another teacher comes. So you are in a factory to produce some products, right? So this is exactly what we call it as industrial revolution. Now, this is where you are trained to create jobs. You are going for either a jobs or you are an entrepreneur or what you want to be. This question should be right in front of you. What is that I am here and what is that I want to do? This is exactly what is called as metacognitive. You are thinking inwards. You have to start thinking inwards for yourself rather than outside the materialistic. I will have a car, I will have a bungalow, I have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, I will have a wife, and I will have so much of money. These are part of what we call intersubjective reality. These are, what we call, not a reality. It's all perceptionally developed activities of the human societies. These are not inward. Is what is that I am? You are starting questioning yourself for the purposes. If you look at it, okay, I want to be a good citizen. I want to go for a jobs. Why these jobs are not so important in the future? What I want to impress upon you is jobs are going to be different kinds of jobs. The skill required, the knowledge required, the attitude required, which you are going to process in next 3 years, is going to be different requirement, because the market what you're seeing today is going to be transformational. For example, I'm saying you 60% of the current jobs what you are seeing today, including the accountant, the technician, the fellow who is giving you the food delivery, the fellow who is doing the things, is going to be replaced by 2030. Different skill sets are required. For example, you are a programmer, you are a coder, you are person who is accounting doesn't need you anymore, because those will be simply replaced with the technology, because there are disruptive technology like AI which can easily replace these jobs. You don't need to be doing the things which is called redundant activity. Redundant activity is what the cashier comes, collect the cash, counts it, puts it in the basket, and submits at 5 o'clock, and again next day morning some cashier comes. So these are not required at all, because this will be completely digitized. There is no need for you to do any accounting at this point, because it's automated, completely automated. This is exactly what I said. If you look at the nature of jobs which were earlier and the future, this is completely different. 60% of the existing jobs will not be there. That means your college schools, what you are preparing now, doesn't have any relevance, because those skills and knowledge which you acquired as part of the preparation for that job is not there at all. There will not be those jobs. What is expected out of you then? That's exactly what I want to bring in. There will be a AI and information technology is going to take almost 80% of the existing jobs. If you look at their, digital access, you see that graph there. 60% of the activities will be digitized completely. So rising cost of living, higher prices and inflation increases by 50%. You will see increased efforts and investment to reduce carbon emissions will increase by 47%. You will see increased focus on labor and social issues will increase by 46%. Aging and declining age of population. The half of the world is becoming old. Half of the world is becoming young. That means the age of the country currently is 26 years. That means 60% of the workforce currently what is there in this country is at the age of 26. If you are not able to provide them the job, the country would not prosper. If you are not able to show them the avenue, what they have to be doing, the country will prosper. Now, similarly, you'll see so much of conflicts which are going to increase by 34%. The world conflict, you can see the war in Israel, you can see war in Ukraine. One fine day, somebody presses the nuclear button and it's the end of it. I mean, so all are in the mode of disruption. So growing work age population is by 24%, increased restrictions on global trade due to political polarizations, right, left and center, which we are, some of you are left oriented, some are right oriented, some are center oriented, some of them do not want to party to any political, decisions making. Some are increased government subsidies and policies are going to increase by 21%, and sector antitrust and competitive regulations by 17%. What this gives is, this a trends of business transformation which is outlined, brainstormed as part of the future skills 2025 in Davos or the World Economic Forum. This is exactly the analytics which shows you an idea how business are going to be transformed in next 5 years. Next slide, please. This is something which I was mentioning you all. One skill which you guys, invariably everybody sitting in this chair today should attain is AI and information processing technologies, because these are the ones which are going to be greatly implemented in next 5 years in every aspects of human functioning, including relationships. Because AI is going to be, it is going to drive your perception, it's going to drive your way you live, it's going to drive the way you are taking a decision for yourself to others. Both are going to be influenced by the AI, which is going to be an intelligent, going to be supplementing. I will tell you hundreds and hundreds of instances how AI has changed in last 5 years. A lot of your decision making, including your buying of your clothes, buying of your food, etc. So which are the ones which are majorly transforming in next 5 years is AI and information processing technology is going to be revolutionary, going to change the way you are doing the things today. Next, robots and autonomous system. I was a part of China to get my scientific credibility to establish the school concepts. When I went to China, it is mind-boggling. I mean to say, they have the even the robots to do the industry. We call it as dark industry. There is no lights, there is no human being at all. The robots are running a car factory which is producing a car every 5 minutes, one car in every assembled in 5 minutes. That means there is no human involvement at all in the production process, as well as correction or mechanism process wherein automatically AI is going to take those corrections and then do those corrections and models and changes. No human intervention. What I mean to say is, where is the now need for your mechanical engineer? Where is the need for a car designer? Where is the need for a fellow who is doing the scanning? There is no need for a driver. I have seen so many driverless cars which are in the streets roaming around China. There are no ATMs. There is no cards or phone pays or this pays. It's only a facial recognition which transforms the money automatically to the shopkeeper. There is no people who are supplying you food or giving you food automatically. The drone which delivers you the food. Now that's a transformation which is going to be there in every country. Every place is going to be there. This is where the robots and autonomous systems, which are completely automated, even for the need for the mobile phone, may not be there in 5 years, because you are going to have a teleportation facility. You are thinking, and just those chips are going to communicate to each other. That's the way the world is going. The way I'm seeing the kind of energy generation, the nuclear power, the solar power, which are going to be storage devices using the quantum technologies. The storage will be huge. You may not need to charge your phones. You will run your phones with a fission reaction, a smallest possible reactor, nuclear reactor running within the phone for at least you don't need to charge for 500 years or 300 years. You don't need to plug in every morning your phone to a charger. That's the way the miniaturization of the energy is being done. New material and composite, which are like a skin, which are like humans, are being developed. The robots now has a skin put on that. It feels like they are having a skin. They have an expression. They have emotions. They can feel everything. These are called as humanoid robots. They are no different than human beings. The class is now being engaged by robots. Class is being used using teleportation technology, where the teacher need not be there. I can simply interact with you in your classrooms, but still teacher can interact being in 4 different classrooms at the same time. With the 4 set of classrooms, he can engage without even being present there. Now, this is the power of something what we call next generation technologies, which are there on your doorsteps now. Something called as, these are the new materials which are going to be there. Semiconductors and computing technologies are going to increase by 20%. Everybody, miniaturization, smallest possible sensor for human expression, human health, human emotions. For everything, there are sensors now which can help you to sense the data. You don't need a blood to be taken. Just by your urine, when you are going to toilet, they will say what are the different diseases you have. By analyzing your urine, just when you are going for a toilet, you don't need to even sample. Automatically that comes onto your phone. This is the variations in your biochemical parameters. This is the blood pressure. This is the sugar levels. This is what you have, your metabolism, your nutrition, everything appears onto your phone. Now you don't need to do anything. Now this is exactly the power of sensors which are going to be there. Laser and optical technologies are going to be phenomenally developed in a big way, which gives you a transformation. Now, this is exactly what I was telling you, the quantum and encryption technologies, where the AI is started communicating to itself. They don't need a human language. The schooling, the college, what you learn is mainly 2 things. One, language. You start communicating any language, mother tongue or common language. This is a language which you are going to learn. You are going to recognize the pattern, specific pattern, round shapes, and your friend, your mother, your father. These are the patterns which are there in your memory. Recall. You don't need to see this or car. This is a bus. This is an aeroplane, which is there in your brain. This is called as patterns, pattern recognitions, and neural networks, which helps you to express your emotions. You are, you are angry, your sorrow, your anger. These are the which are there. These are going to be pooled and brought to you in a single minute. What I call is as digital duo, or what you say, you are leaving digitally. Your second image, virtual image, is already created, which is not going to be erased. This is exactly what I call as duplication, human duplication, digital duplication, digital you, which is going to be the part of your life. That means each of your data for example, your every data, what you are sitting now, you are under CCTV, you are with the computers, you are with the mobile, you are with every street you go, you have something which is watching you or taking you. There is nothing called privacy in your, even at your bathrooms. It's all connected and is all in a different areas. Now what AI does is simply pulls all this data together and it can give you what you are in a single minute. In a minute, it will give you what your personality are, what you really are. Now this is something what we call as quantum technology. To do this, for each monitoring you need a quantum power of quantum computing, which is the one which is going to be there. It can identify what we call digital kind of identity yours, which is immortality. We call immortal. That means even though we are physically going to die after several years, 50, 60, 70 years, your digital data is live. That means it is immortalized. You are leaving already two characters. You are already a two characters which are living. That's exactly what is going to be stored as part of the quantum computing process, which is going to be the data acquired and analyzed within the minutes of your present. The biotechnology, Dean technologies, which I'm going to show you some of these technologies, how they are revolutionizing. You'll see a lot of small movies now in the next few hours. You know, I don't, how much time I have? I have an hour to take more or 30 minutes more.
30 minutes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So look at the satellites and technologies which are going to be in a big way going to make a change. So this is exactly what the next 5 and 10 5 years are going to be interestingly. Next slide, please. So you can see this, kind of a graph, very interesting, demand for the skills, AI related skills. You can see the kind of which was happening in the time scale. If you look at the left side, it shows you in the, environment month on the right side, of this, the kind of phase or the kind of increase what you are seeing, these two colors, kind of enrollments what you are seeing, you will see mind-boggling, kind of a increase in the technologies and the requirement for the AI related skills. Now, this is something that means the skills are increasing, means there is a huge demand for this kind of a program related to AI, or the requirement for AI related jobs or the AI related skills. I don't say jobs, I say skills in the future, next 5 years. It's going to be from the scale of 0, if you look at today, to 200 to 300 times increase will be there. That means every 10 people who are graduating, the 7 of them required to work on AI. I mean, the requirement and the skills are required to be in the AI. This is just an view which I am giving you. Now, next slide, please. This is a trends of economy. If you look at the employee survey, you can see the kind of increase in various other areas in different countries, how these AI related jobs are increasing. Every country is going to have a challenge. For example, Republic of Korea, quite ahead. Singapore, Republic of, Canada, you have Singapore. They are quite early, I mean, say quite faster in, getting the AI technology, especially US and China are leading the race of AI. What China has recently come, DeepSeek, you may be knowing what it is, one of the greatest AI which can, help you beyond ChatGPT, help you to take decisions for you, yourself, or to your families. Next, please. This shows, which are the areas where, how it is going to transform the business. If you largely look at, most of the business will be, as I said, 86% will be in the AI and information sciences, almost 58% will be in the robotics, 4% in 41% in energy and storage, 1.6 million jobs will be lost. the existing jobs, 1.6 million current jobs will be lost in next 5 years. That means most of them are going to be different. Now, where is that? For example, delivery drones, connection workers, the AI related software developers. These are the people who are going to be in the huge demand. Analytics. These are the ones. You can see there. We have given the different in the time scale how it is going to come. Each of it is going to come. The next one, please. Next slide, please. In next 5 years, 170 million jobs are projected to be created. See, one set of the jobs would be lost. Similarly, double of that of the jobs will be created. Now you all say me, sir, at one point the jobs are lost, and you're saying once jobs are created. What are these jobs? This is exactly what I want to bring it to you today. That there is a new set of job requirement and skills and attitudes and knowledge which is required, is something different, new jobs which are going to come. These jobs will be, the old jobs are going to be substituted, and structural, we say there will be a change in the structural job market, and 1.2 billion new jobs will be added. The next one, please. Where the jobs are now, I said new jobs are going to be created. Where are these jobs? If you see this on the left side of your graph and the right side of the graph, fastest growing jobs in next 5 years. Which are that jobs? Big data specialists. There is a huge demand of 110%, 10 to 12% demand for the jobs related to big data, because data is going to play a vital role. Data diplomacy, data, what you call country. Each country is running a mad race on data. Google is not giving you anything free. Whatever you are typing is learned by the machine to ensure it attains knowledge. Every of your actions, what you are doing today, is being acquired and being learned by the machines in an exponential phase. I made this statement in the beginning of my lecture. It's learning very, very fast. It learns once, it retains more than 10 times, it's going to perform it. It means it's going to learn much, much perfectly than humans. That means 99.9% accuracy with which it is performing its duties, because it's learning faster. This is exactly what we call it, machine learning. This is exactly what is happening. The second biggest job which is going to be created in the areas of fintech engineers. Very interestingly, it's not the fintech, not the accounting, or not what is going to, you are going to calculate and do the things. It's called fintech engineers, who are going to design a completely different financial modes in terms of cryptocurrency, in terms of something different. Every country is now pushing. US has made already a mandatory cryptocurrency as being made mandatory already. It's all being implemented. Many of the Middle Eastern countries have moved to cryptocurrency. There will not be any currency, conventional currency of rupees or dollars, which is going to be there. It's more engineers, is called as fintech engineers, who are going to change. And the jobs, you can see almost 85% of such jobs are going to emerge. It's a new set of jobs where you need to understand the technology, you need to understand the finances. This is something called as financial engineer or fintech engineer, who is capable to handle that kind of a requirement in terms of cryptocurrency, in terms of what we call new way of doing the business. Third is AI and machine learning specialist. As I again said, that's a big data specialist. Third one is AI and machine learning specialist, to the extent of 82%. 82% of the new jobs are going to emerge in the areas of this. So essentially, the next one is software and application developer. You can see almost 58% of them will be in that area. Then data and warehousing specialist, you will see around 45%. You will see the next UI and UX designer is going to be big area, which is going to come in the area, which is almost 40% again. And you will have light truck and delivery service drivers to the 40%. You will have Internet of Things specialists to the extent of 38%. You will have environmental engineers, who are very, very important to manage your environment around in a new way, around 36%. And information security engineer like cyber security, all those security systems, around 38 to 40% of the jobs will be in that area. Then DevOps engineers will be around 38%, and renewable engineers are going to be in 38%. That means the nature of jobs currently exists are going to move to these areas. Now your question comes, what I should be doing in this? What is that? How I will improve my competency to match these job requirements? Now this is exactly what I say is going to be upskilling and deep skilling. This is what the word usage we call it as lifelong learners. That means you have to learn. To learn, first you have to unlearn what you have learned, and you have to relearn to learn something to match the requirement. That is unlearn, relearn, and you do the things again. This is exactly what I mean to say, that you have to upskill. How do you upskill yourself? One, you are upskilling through attending classes, reading yourself, downloading the courses, downloading the requirement. There are access given to you freely through Coursera, through this institution. 14,000 plus courses are available online for you in these emerging areas. Try to get the best benefit out of it. Improve yourself, improve your skills, you improve your knowledge, and then you use to match yourself into these standards. Download. There are many government agencies, non-government agencies providing, including the Infosys Springboard, which helps you to attain or upskill yourself to these requirements. That means, how you will do it? Basically, you have to develop set of skills to do this. What are the set of skills required for you to become a great, upskilling yourself and becoming a good, ready for employment or ready for entrepreneurship or ready for a future? Is you have to develop analytical skills. You have to think and act from the top. You have to be doing something from there. Your resilience. Resilience means you should never say, I have lost this race. You should never say, I have lost this. You should come back again and again and again. Try 10 times and ensure you reach that competencies. Flexibility. Be flexible to take anything. Don't be rigid. I am from this subject. I am from that subject. Never be rigid. Be flexible to understand computer science, the accounting, everything. Be flexible. Learn everything. Be open. Be multidisciplinary. Don't restrict yourself to 2 subjects. Be open to do everything. That's called flexibility. Then you have agility. Agility means you are going back in a every morning you wake up with a great amount of enthusiasm and go and do the things in a very big. Leadership. You have to be develop those skills which are leadership skills, which are going to be in the present in your current institution. There are, for example, you can develop this leadership skill using NSS, NCC. You have clubs. You have so many people have presented in last 10 days. I think you have undergone so many people, Red Cross, so many people talking to you on different aspects of leadership, wherein how to develop the leadership skill, how you should go participate in those activities which helps you to build your personality and communication skills. There are 4 C which are important. One is communication skills are going to be important 21st century skill. Second, creative skills, where you are going to be creative, you are working in groups, you are thinking differently. Then communication skills, which helps you to communicate with each other. Networking is network. You keep networking between the people. The 4th is, you are going to be much more, what we say, kind of compassionate. You are going to be very importantly understanding others. Respect all religion, caste, creed, age, everything. You need to respect that in terms of, to become yourself a diverse or a inclusive person. So don't think too much about all these things, the political parties. These are all very intersubjective realities. These are not the reality. The reality is yourself. So just overcome all these issues, because these are created by humans for their own purposes, including the religions to, all the caste and creed. There is human nature which is much, much bigger. If you see yourself in a moonlight way, like you be yourself, you saw how sun is so small in front of a Milky Way, how Milky Way is so small in the galaxy, and how galaxy is so small in front of a billions of galaxies. So you imagine yourself, and you're talking about caste, creed, age, gender. I think we all need to overcome. That's exactly why I showed that slide in the beginning, that where you stand, please understand yourself. What is that you are expecting? That's what, there are going to be very interestingly, many of the jobs which are going to be quite different. Next, please. You can see which jobs are going to be lost. You see the jobs which are going to be created. Interestingly, the other way, looking at the bottle half fill, you will see postal jobs will not be there. Post offices are going to be in a minus 38%. That means 38% chances are there that postal offices will not be anymore relevant, because nobody now writes a postcard and puts a land mail until and unless you do some crime and people want to send you the mail. Nobody goes to the post office. Many of you may not even see in the post office what they are going to do, but these are going to be wiped out. The bank will not be dealt. Bank and related clerks will not be there. There's no need for a clerks anymore, no need for the assistants anymore, no need for the banks anymore. Many of you will not see the banks at all, because you are all using digital already. You have never seen where is my bank, where I have opened account, because opening account is also on your fingertips. So you don't need to identify yourself with any structural bank or any physical bank, because already they are moved. There won't be any much bank. There's every chances that 30% of the banks will be off. Data entry clerk, there is no need for data entry, because instantly you can scan and the data will get into that. You don't need to enter any data. Then cashiers and ticket clerks, there is no need for any more cashiers. Nobody need to be a cashier anymore, because there is no cash interaction, because it's all going to be completely virtual. Administrative assistants and executive services like PA, SA, because all your calendars, your assistant PA, you talk with the Siri, everything is there. They will find everything for you. There will be assistant, virtual assistant, physical assistant as part of robotics. There is something called robo-maids, which are there in your room with every individual, where he cleans your room, prepares yourself, she or he, whatever you want to name the robot. It will clean everything. It will be a maid. It is called robo-maid, which is going to be with you. It understands your mind. It plays the music what you want when you are sad. When you are happy, it dances with you, and everything is done. That I mean to say, these are the something which are emerging technology, which is already there, present there in many of the countries. Then something called as printing and related, because nobody wants to print anymore. Completely e-governance. The systems are going to be e-governance. Nothing called books anymore. Nothing called library anymore. These becomes the learning centers. There won't be any structure related to these things. There won't be accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll clerks, because those clerks are not needed, because everything is AI is going to calculate and give you about everything what their clerical staff is currently doing. Then, material recording and stock keeping clerks. We don't need stock keeping clerks and material clerks, because automatically the logistics, supply chain, everything is automated. In Los Angeles facility of Amazon, there are no human beings. The whole, Amazon factory number 2 is filled with robots who are doing the job what humans used to do, means sorting the packages, arranging them in a specific way, and then putting into the trucks for supply chain. Automated trucks, cyber trucks, which takes them to the delivery locations, or the automated drones takes from there and delivers to the doorsteps of the people required at the given time, where you are specifying which time that need to be given to you, delivered to you. There won't be any much door-to-door sales workers, news vendor, news people. There is no need. Nobody will see the television anymore. They don't need to be there. Graphic designers is no more required. AI is going to do the graphic designing. Just tell them what you require. The what we say, Copilot. There are Chat GPT. These are going to give you any kind of designs. That's what I'm saying. AI is currently as an amoeba. You are going to see a kind of a dinosaur in next 5 years. It's going to grow very, very fast. It's learning in a very fast way, because it's working with your brain. That's why this technology is going to be disrupt you completely. Next is, legal officers are not required anymore. Legal secretaries are not required, and telemarketers are not required. Nobody want to market anything, because this is AI which is going to talk to you and the one which is going to call you and tell about the products and the processes, the benefits, etc. These are the jobs which are going to be there. So if anybody have chosen to be any of this, I think please shut off that dream of being any of this, because they don't need you to do these jobs. Next one, please. You will see this shifting human machine frontier. We call it a shifting human machine frontier. Almost by 2030, 34% of the existing, share of the jobs, what I'm saying, is going to be different. 33% is going to be replaced. 33% you can see on the right by 2030, 47 to 33, 30 to 33, 22 to 34% increase will be there in the kind of job losses which are going to be there. Next, please. 81%, as I said, automation has been a big way. Things are going automated. This is going to be drive the global average. Next, please. I don't want to go into this. Skills. These are the what we say 26 skills which all of you today sitting there need to work yourself on acquiring it through one or the other means, be it online, offline, blended, virtual, physical, whatever you want to do, you obtain these skills. I'm not telling all obtain every 26. What is relevant for you? For example, analytical thinking, resilience. Analytical things is almost 70% of you people have to learn about analytical thinking. You have to learn resilience, flexibility, so on and so forth. Leadership skills. You see this. I will share with you this. You can see simply, what kind of requirements are there. Those 26 skills. I think sensory processing attributes, quality control, AI and big data, service and customer service, talent management, curiosity and lifelong learning, empathy, active listening, technological literacy, what you say, motivation and self-awareness. You have to motivate yourself to be aware. All these are going to be the core skills which you have to acquire by 2030 to be relevant in the world. Next. Again, I don't want to go into this next, because again, it gives you each of these skills in comparison to the jobs. How it is to be, you have to bring your pyramid, how you have to build the pyramid of data with you to acquire the skills. I think sometime you can go through this. I will share those slides if you require. Sometime be in a leisure, go around and think yourself. That's called inward thinking. Think for yourself and do the things. Next one. You can see here which are the big areas which are going to be developed. Two things. One is AI and big data, network and cyber security. Kind of in AI and big data, like automotive and aerospace, telecommunication, professional services, information technology, insurance, financial services, supply chain and transportation, medical and healthcare services, energy technology utilizes. On the network side, financial services and capitals, insurance, energy technology, medical, automotive, aerospace, supply chain, transport, telecommunications, advanced manufacturing, etc. Next page. Technological literacy, all those 22 skills, how much importance they are, it is revealed here. Next slide. Next slide, please go. It's a percentage. You can go through all these and how these are it is a scatter plot in terms of comparing yourself with emerging skills and the core skills which are emerging. You can see there are emerging technologies which are there, and the core skills what you have to attain. You have to attain core skills. The next slide is going to be very important for you all, because that talks more about emerging areas, because emerging areas are going to be phenomenally different, and how you match your skills into that. Are you ready for that is a question. Are you obtain those skills? Can you obtain those skills? Can you succeed in getting those skills? Is going to tell about the future. Just play this future technologies, please. Sure. That gives you an idea how really technology is going to shape the world in terms of disruption. These are any one of this can be simply coming in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and disrupt like how Corona does or how the things are done. Earlier, one fine day you will not see even the restaurants because you don't need to do it. It's all going to be seamlessly integrated. So there may not be many technologies which may not be relevant, but there will be technology which are going to be disruptive, which are going to change the world. Are you have acquired these skills because you are going to be in your peak of your career, peak of your earning, peak of your job, or peak of your thoughts when you are going to be there after 5 years? You can see none of those technologies are currently existing or partially existing, which are going to take a shape, and your learning, I don't know how much relevance it will be at that point. So what you have to be all thinking is you have to upskills, rapidly upskilling and lifelong learning should be the part. You see, there are 6 Ds which are going to be very critical for you all: digitization, deception, disruption, demonetization, dematerialization, and democratization. This is exactly what happens with every technology, every presently what is currently available in the market. These 6 digital technologies are being implemented in the way you are seeing the things today. It's going to be in a big way, is going to change the world what you are seeing today. Next, please. How do you attain? Now you will see somebody in next 20 years, something using these technologies, somebody who is going to create something called as super intelligence. Now, this is exactly what the roles and responsibilities of the institutions to create the people. Now, how do you attain this super intelligence? There may be 5 different methods of attaining it. We call this as singularity, which is going to happen very, very soon in the near future, in next 4 years, where machines will be merged with that. How it is going to merge, how the machines are going to be merged with humans is through AIC or neuromorphic AI. Learning, our brain, your actions, your phones, etc., are giving out the personalities, emotions, expressions which you are doing, talking to your friends, families. All these are part of the neuromorphic AI, which is absorbing these signals and trying to learn itself, yourself, as well as the world. This may be, so it becomes a humans automatically after learning your emotions, expressions, because it starts responding to that in terms of parallel neural networking. Next comes whole brain emulation. Is whole brain emulation is scan this brain, cut into the pieces with like MRI, what it does into several slices of the brain, and each brain and use neuron connected to the system to get the information, then process it and then respond. This is exactly what we call it whole brain emulation part. The third is biological cognition, that's collective intelligence. It collects the information from every brain, every humans, and then forms itself a different personality in the AI part. This is called as collective intelligence, which is there. Then brain computer interfaces, for example, Elon Musk, etc., have something called Neuralink, which connects, you can implant a chip inside your brain. Your neurons are connected to that automatically. You don't need to come to the college or a school. It is called instant memory download. You simply download what is required. You don't need a telephone. You can tell that, yes, I want to talk to Dash. You can connect to her or him automatically through your brain waves, which is connected to internet through the chips. This is called as, already it is there in the market. Now it's coming to in a big way. It's called as Neuralink, which is going to link between the neurons automatically. All other things becomes immaterial because the brain functions are taken over by the machines. Network and organizations and quality intelligence. Many of the organizations are basically trying to collect it for politics, religious purposes, political purposes, and economical purposes. For everything, your data is being collected and being analyzed to ensure you change the perception regarding political party, regarding religions, regarding your spending and your perceptions. Buying and selling powers are being driven by the network and organizations which are using this for the benefit of the society. Next one, please. 1 minute. In this, you can see what is going to be interesting is I have made one statement: a new silicon curtain may separate all human from our unfathomable or algorithmic overloads. What it means is we have so much of data generated in the future, that you will not be able to communicate with each other, because there is so much of data. It is much easy for the machines to communicate with you rather than another human being. Next, please. This is about the neural line, how really it changes. The next slide, please. Param, next slide. Param, next slide, please. Next, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. These are drones. These are basically the drones. You can see UAE drones, UAE, thousands and thousands of drones are produced every minute in Xinjiang, where I also was experienced this in terms of production of drones, and huge drones we call swarming drones. These are called swarming drones, which are going to change the way we look at. It's used for war zones. It can be used for anything. The drones are so small, like a mosquito, it can kill anybody at any point. These are called killer drones, which are going to be in a big way going to take a warfare. It's also used for surveillance. For anything it can be used. Next, please. Yeah. Next. 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 Next, next. Next, please. This is how in biology it is going to change. So you don't need to, in the future, carry a baby in your room because something else is going to take over. A startup, very interesting startup in US, which has developed this. Please play. The next, please. The next. Next param. Next. So what really I want to see is a future wherein we are going to see something called super intelligence emerging. It's called birth of a new culture, which is going to be there in next maybe 5, 10, 20, or 30 or 100, or in the future, but it's going to be there. It's going to be there because the world is moving towards that direction. That's exactly what I want to make an impression upon you, that there is a new birth of culture, civilizational change, new civilization, human civilization, which is going to be the part of it. It's called, we don't want to, cognitive dissonance. We call this as a cognitive dissonance. That is, you all should question yourself, not to follow the norms which is already established. That means you are disowning your thoughts because your thoughts are framed by the society, which is framed by your parents, by your school, by your colleges, by your education, as well as by your society and environment. Now, cognitive dissonance is you are not going to accept everything as it is. You are going to challenge every beliefs and norms in terms of finding it out why I have to follow. Sir, if you are told to eat something, you should always think, why should I eat this? What is that I'm going to get? What is that nutrition it gives to me, my body? What is that it's going to help me? How is it going to help me? How is it going to then? This kind of questioning, any action you follow, it should have a why. It should have a what, when, where, which. All these are the questions which should emerge within your thought process. Then only you will start disowning your learning what you have learned today. This is what exactly what I'm saying. Unlearn the learning. Many a times you need to unlearn, you need to relearn, and you need to learn and keep on learning. This is exactly what I call lifelong learning. You have to think, you have to start thinking, why should I come to the college? Why should not I come to the college? After coming to the college, what should I be doing? These are the questions which need to be there in your mind. How is it going to help me in industry? How is it going to help me in the job? How is it going to help me here? How are you going to help this? How is that? What is that I'm trying to do? This, why, what, where, when? These are the questions is called as cognitive dissonance. You have to disown your psychology in terms of understanding the purpose of your life and your skills. That's why it's called contradictory beliefs and values. Whatever is there, you can follow the contradictions, but at the same time, you should know that it is a contradiction. If you are doing anything, you should realize why you are doing that. That leads to research, that leads to innovation, that leads to what you say, spaces, maker spaces, and a generation of new. If everybody follows the same thing, you would have not have today Google, you would have not have today anything what you are doing, whatever technology you are seeing it, because you are not questioning those boundaries of your thought process. You have to think out of the box, in terms of coming out of the box and thinking, what is that I need to do? Why is this happening? The moment you start questioning why, you are a innovator, you are a transformational leader, you are the one change maker who is going to make a change, because you are not believing what is already existing. That's exactly what we call contradictory beliefs and values. This is exactly what is has to be inculcated as part of the skills of 21st century. This is exactly what we say: critical skills, analytical skills. You call it as flexibility, agility, curiosity, etc. I just want to show you a last video and end the whole process. Thank you. Next, please. So basically, if you look at this picture, shows you how three domains are important: cognitive, psychomotor, and affective domains. And all my faculty is sitting here are being trained in most of this, because it's not only the, for example, cognitive involves remember and understand. We now teach you apply, analyze, and create. That's what my faculty are helping you out there. They will be, not only you are imitating and manipulating, you will be looking at precision, articulation, and naturalization. You'll also be looking at, affector. You're not only receiving and responding, you will be valuing, organizing, and internalizing. If you attain all the levels, three in the top, naturalization, you apply, create, and internalize, you are going to be a super intelligent. I think that's what the whole idea of this institution now being imparted only as education. We are not offering any degrees. We are offering education to our students. Hopefully, this education would help you to great life ahead, future ahead, and these skills would help you to face those challenges of tomorrow. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. Thank you very much. It's a wake-up call for all of our education system, the job seeker alike, to focus on adaptability, creativity, and human skills that technology cannot easily replace. You should not able to replace the machine, should not be able to replace. That's the power of humans. I think that's what we are trying to do, and that's what I'm trying to do in even at Saudi Arabia in my school, where I'm trying to create a set of people who are great thinkers and intellectually who can really face the challenges of tomorrow. Thanks for providing my opportunity. Next time when I am here, probably I would love to be interacting with you in one by one, answer all your questions. I would be happy to take any questions if you have anything I don't know. But I certainly, if I'm here clearly, probably I would be able to answer. Floor is open. You can ask me any questions. If not, thank you so much. I open the floor to the discussion. Thank you.
Insightful and forward thinking ideas with us. Your words have not only motivated us, but have also provided a clear roadmap for becoming truly future ready. A sincere thanks to our organizers, faculty members, and technical team who ensured this online session went smoothly. And a big thank you to our students for being such enthusiastic participants. Let us take the spirit of today's session forward as we step into our academic journey with renewed purpose and curiosity. We have a small session now, which marks a beginning of a meaningful journey for our new students, the Student Mentorship Program. This initiative is designed to guide, support, and empower each one of you as you navigate your academic and personal growth during your time at Yiascm. To tell you more about this, we are pleased to welcome Ms. Razina, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, with her thoughtful approach and student-friendly guidance. She has been a key contributor. Thank you, Arun sir, for your time and for the insights you gave us. I'm sure our students will carry this forward towards their academic journey. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm pleased to welcome Ms. Razina, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, with her thoughtful approach and student-friendly guidance. She has been a key contributor to the mentoring framework to our institution. Let us welcome Ms. Razina as she shares insights into how this program can make our college experience more enriching and well supported. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon. So you had 1 weeks of orientation program where you understood the various facilities of Enapaya deemed to be university and Yiascm, right? So this is also student mentorship program. This is also one of the initiatives of Yiascm and Enapaya deemed to be university, where the students will be allocated to each mentors. Okay, so all the students will be called as mentees, and they will be allocated to the faculty members. So the reason of having this mentorship program is to develop yourself, the overall and holistic development of the students. So the main objective of a mentorship program is of overall the development of the students, where if you have any professional or any personal issues, you can have interaction with the faculty member. So usually in higher education you may observe, so there are a number of subjects, right? There are different courses are available, and it will be taught by different faculty member, and you will be assigned with class advisors also, and this class advisors also there may be chances of changing for the next academic year, and faculty member also depend upon their expertise, they will be taking different classes and they're also going to change. That's why when you admitted into the university, the one assigned faculty will be allocated till you go from out of this institution. They will guide you throughout the year. Okay, so I think you might be having your own goal, right? So after your higher education or after your degree, what how to be done, right? So what is your objective?
Huh?
After completing the degree, what is your goal?
What? Degree, masters.
Masters. So he wanted to complete his master. What's your masters? And we'll be having different objectives, right? So maybe going to job, well paid job, right? Or government job, isn't it? Or we may end up with starting new company. Sometimes we are not ready to work under different people. That's why we may be planned for starting new company, giving opportunity, job opportunity for the other people. That's why. So if you need, you may set your goal, but you don't know how to achieve that goal. So in that case, you can get the professional guidance from the mentor. So mentor is meant for giving guidance for the students. Clear? So these are the objective of student mentorship program, to provide the student opportunity to share academic needs, goals, and other concerns through scheduled meeting. There will be one meeting in every month. So all the students has to attend this meeting, and you have to approach with the academical issues. And to encourage academic excellence, self-esteem, personal growth of the student. Next slide. So if you have any the skills, maybe you are interested in cultural activities, or if you want to participate in any of the management or IT fest, in that case you can approach. So at the in during the meeting, all your skills and what are the your hobbies, all the information will be collected by the mentor. When the these type of fest or any activities will be there, the mentor will suggest to the concerned coordinator. So if you're interested in singing, so if there is any competition, the mentor will suggest your name to concerned coordinator. So there are two types of mentoring. So if, one is one-to-one mentoring, where if you want to share the personal issues where other students should not know about it, in that case we can have one-to-one meeting, and there will be group meeting with all the mentees together. Next slide. So why it is important? The main reason of having student mentorship program is to track your academic performance. As we already discussed, so the SCAS advisors are going to change. So the faculty, they have to know your academic performance, right? So from day one, from your +2 performance, from there, all your academic activities will be tracked by mentor. So you will be having the first meeting after allocation of mentor-mentee. So during your meeting, you have to bring all the academic performance. If you are interested in sports, if you are participated in sports, if you got any participation or any state level certification, you have to submit with the faculty member. They will suggest if there is any competition. And your +2 marks, when your first internal complete, all the your academic performance should be communicated to your faculty member mentors. So identify and overcome learning difficulties. If you have faced any difficulty in any one of the subject, you can contact your mentor, or you can directly contact the subject faculty member. Okay. So next, recognize new opportunity and career guidance. Next slide. Guide students finding in research. So since our university is mainly focused on research, if you are interested in your degree level, if you are interested in research, you can contact your mentor. They will suggest you the problem. You can present your research findings in conference, and if it is good presentation, it can be submitted to publication also. So build decision making and self-discipline skill, where here mentor will be guiding you. This can be done. The final decision will be taken by the student itself, mentee. We can give you a right pathway, where going to that, whether selecting the path is your decision. So your decision also important here. So next slide. So role of mentees in the mentorship program. So you have to prepare for the mentors meeting, where you have to bring some of the important information. So next slide. So academic performance of the previous exams. It may be IA. Now during the first meeting, you have to submit your +2 marks. What is the percentage in the +2, and study techniques and time management. If you are following any timetable, how you are studying, all these things can be communicated to faculty member. And personal challenges affecting studies. If you have any issues, personal issues where you cannot study, that can be communicated. And co-curricular, extracurricular activities, career guidance and future plans, strength, how to use them, and if you have any weakness, how you can improve it, and any concern other than grievance can be communicated with the mentor during your mentoring meeting. Clear? So next slide. So here, usually what students will do, they may not communicate in beginning. So usually you may, the particular subject may be difficult. You will communicate the same after the result, semester exam, when you are not able to complete, you are going to tell this was the difficult subject. You have enough time of 3 months, 3 to 4 months, where you can try to complete your semester exam, right? So you have to inform it very earlier stage itself. After completing your semester, or after completing, after if any issues are becoming very big, we cannot help in that case. You have to inform very earlier stage itself. And handling administration, if it is not on, we have our limit. So whatever we can suggest you, guide you, we can do it. If it is from the principal or any other administration activities, it can be done by respective statutory officer itself, not from our. We will refer that to the statutory officer, but it is done from their side. So you have to wait till sort out the problem. And personal counseling. So if you have any personal issues, if it is not possible to sort it out from my end, so it can be communicated to one of the initiative of Yiascm, Yenapoya deemed to be university is students service sector, where counseling to the students will be provided. So they'll counsel you. If you have any stress or depression, you can contact a mentor, and mentor will suggest you to the student service center. It is available in Yenapoya deemed to be university. Next slide. So this is one important thing. The confidentiality of all the matter will be maintained by the faculty member. We won't share your personal information or personal issues to any of the faculty as well as your classmates. Next slide. So support beyond the mentoring, along with mentoring, we have student service center also. So email ID as well as extension number is given. If you are not willing to contact your mentor for your personal issues, you can directly contact through mail, or you can use the contact number. You can directly go to university. Next slide. Okay. So any doubt relating to student mentorship program? So once a allocation is done, the same faculty will be guide you throughout your 3 years or 4 years. So if you have any personal issues or professional issues, you can contact your mentors. They'll guide you, suggest you how you can overcome your issues. Clear? Any clarification? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Razina ma'am, for that insightful session. Students, you all have to, before you give your physical attendance, you have to give your virtual attendance. QR code will be presented to you on the screen. All of you have to remove your phones, scan the QR code, and give your attendance. You know, attendance is very important. All the days of Deeksharam, and here comes the QR code. Please scan it. As you're doing the scanning, we have a representative from the investor club who will just take your 2 minutes. After which, girls will move out from this door and the boys will move out from the back door. The lunch for hostel students has arrived. So you will have your lunch and then wait for your class advisor's messages in your phone. Thank you, students.
So good afternoon, students. I hope everyone's doing well today. So I'm just going to take few minutes of your time and then you can carry on with your lunch, okay? So before I begin, I would like to ask everyone a question about, have anybody before told you the dream or the idea you have is not good enough or it's not going to happen? Because it might have happened. A dream or idea you had, you might have scratched it off because you think you don't believe in it, you don't have people to believe in it, or you yourself don't believe in it. Well, I'm going to tell you about a story. Okay, I'm going to tell you about a story that a person who believed in the idea and had many people to believe in him as well. Back in Brooklyn housing, 1960s, where broken dreams and broken windows were too common, lived a boy named Howard. He had a dad who was a truck driver who could barely get his ends meet. And Howard remembers telling they were so poor that they couldn't even afford medication for his broken dad's leg, and they had no insurance to cover for it as well. So that's when Howard himself decided at the age of 7 that he's going to climb up the stairs and change his family story. So he worked hard, got a football scholarship, later on landed a job in sales as well. When he was working, he used to go to this tiny company who used to sell coffee beans and equipments. And later on, he moved to Italy for a work-related job, for a work trip. That's when he spotted a change. He saw coffee houses or coffee shops or cafes, like you guys could tell right now, are not just places where people come to drink coffees, but they were commonly used as community points, community places where people came to meet, discuss, work, or have a coffee with their friends. So with this brilliant idea, he went back to America, to that very tiny company, and pitched this idea to them. And guess what they told? They told, this is not going to work. We don't want to do this. We don't want to take such a risk. So he never gave up. He went out with the little savings he had. He started his own company. And later went back to that very tiny company and bought that company. And now that company has 35,000 stores in 84 different countries. Can anybody know the tiny little company? Anyone? Well, yes, it's Starbucks. Starbucks was one acquired by them. Because of him, you guys all know the Starbucks that we know right now. If it was not for him, if it was not for his idea of selling this coffee to making a cafe that is not just for selling coffee beans or equipments, but rather for a community. And when he pitched this idea to investors, nearly 270 people told no. No one is going to buy coffees for $4 in America. But 242 people said yes. And they invested in him. They believed in him and they invested in him. And now those 240 people are millionaires. That's what I'm going to tell you about. What if those 240 people were you guys? What if you were the first people that believed in an idea? That's what Investor Club is all about. We are here to teach you guys to take that risk, to believe in people, and to invest. Start with small, grow something into bigger things. That's what we are here for. If you join this college just for a degree, that's fine. But if you are here to build an empire, to grow for something for yourself, or to have an idea, then welcome to Investor Club. And I would like to invite all of you guys to this club and make something bigger, because the next Starbucks might be in this room right now. Thank you, everybody.
Girls, the session are done. The girls can take the first exit. Boys, please take the second exit in the behind, backstage. Coordinators, make sure that there is a smooth transition of the students. Girls, please take the first exit, the main gate.